Yo, what's going on, everybody out in YouTube land? Just wanted to go live here. I saw that there wasn't that many people talking about AMC and GameStop right now, so I wanted to dive in here on the old Fat Earth channel, see if we could stir up some conversations. Um, yeah, I got into AMC. What was it? 2 days ago, I was watching GameStop on Tuesday, and I saw that they went up. They were at like a buck 70, and I was at my dad's office. Me and him do all our stocks together, and I'm watching the price climb and climb. It was at about a buck 70, and I was telling him, I'm like, maybe I should buy it right now. And I literally opened up my TD trade account. Yo, what's up, Game Fast? What's going on, boy? Let's stir up some commotion here. Anyways, Tuesday I had my TD account open and I was literally just about to buy the stock. I was looking at the charts and seeing what they were up to. I decided not to buy it, and then literally an hour later I popped up my account again and the thing was at like 250 $300. So Tuesday I got hit hard because I was just about to pull the trigger, and then I realized, well, if I would have bought it then at a buck 70, I would have doubled my money um just by pulling the trigger. And then obviously as the days went by, the thing just shot to the moon. But now it's what's let's pull up some charts here and take a look. So GME right now is trading at 325. It was up 67% today, which in the regular scheme of things is actually pretty darn good for the stock market. But as far as the last couple of days are going by, I mean, that's the funny thing. It's like I see these numbers 67%, 50%. And if it was any other stock, it would be astronomical. But because we're so used to seeing these 200, 300% gains, these 50% gains don't even seem like much. So I don't know. We're getting this stream going right now, ladies and gentlemen. I want to ask you guys out there: are you in GameStop? Are you in AMC? Are you in any of the other little ones? And if you are, how much are you in for? And let's get this ball going here. Um, so I ended up buying 150 shares of AMC. I bought some at 17. I got some at 16. And then the last couple of days, I was just trying to figure out if I should get more or not. So I want to see what you guys out there are doing. Have you bought any? And what prices did you get in at? And then what are your thoughts? I'm kind of new to the live streaming here, but I'm going to try and figure out how I can maybe get some charts up here, and we'll get the ball rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for joining me live. This is Fat Earth Comedy. My name is Maurice. Usually me and Big Jimmy are up to this task here, but I think he's busy right now. So let me see. Let's see what we can get going. See what we can get stirred up here. So I don't know. Everybody's talking that today we needed, as far as AMC, that's my main stock of concern because that's the one that I'm in on. So everybody today was talking about we needed to meet the $9 per share by the end of the day. We had to be above $9, and then depending on how high past the $9 we were was going to have a massive impact on Monday, because everybody's shorts they expired, or most of their shorts expired today at 4:30. So apparently on Monday they got to buy back in at whatever price the stock's at. So this is how this short squeeze is going to start flowing here. Um, I want to make sure that everybody knows out there, I'm by no means a financial advisor. I am just a goofy dude who's trying to jump on to this whole stick it to the man thing because I've been trading stocks for a while now, and I actually got into trading stocks when the cannabis sector started to fire up here, probably about 3 or 4 years ago. And when I started trading on those, they were mostly all Canadian-based companies. And the funny thing is, this guy Andrew Left kept popping up from Citron, right? So I remember I had a couple of different companies, and I'd pop onto the TD account and look at the news. And half the time, I remember I would see, oh, this company's being there's a lawsuit against them. There's a lawsuit against them, and I just never really understood it. I didn't understand much about stocks. My dad has kind of been, helping me pick the right ones and diversify my portfolio, which I'll get into in a little bit. But so I just remember seeing Andrew Left there's a lawsuit against this company, against that company, and so what was going on is this guy would come out and he would make false claims against some of these earlier cannabis companies. Namaste, I remember, actually was the first one, and I had a couple of grand worth of Namaste, and then all of a sudden, boom! Now this company has a lawsuit put against them, and I was like, what's going on here? This must be real because it's in the news on TD. So if it's on the news on TD, this has got to be something substantial here. So first thing I did is I called up my dad and I'm talking to him about it. And he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. That's what these guys do." So apparently this Andrew Left guy just goes on there, makes up false claims, and then people see that. And the thing with the cannabis market, it was all the millennials. This is actually one of the biggest holdings on Robinhood is the company sorry, they're all A's now. ACB, Aurora Cannabis. I think at one point it was the highest held stock on a on Robinhood was ACB. And I was actually getting excited because that was when there's been a couple of different phases during the cannabis boom, and this was during phase two, and it was right when Robinhood opened, and all the millennials were plowing in, hella hooping, and and sure enough, here comes this Andrew Left guy again, and he's making claims. Oh, the lawsuit against ACB, and you know what? It's all horseshit because he makes the claims. People that are new to investing, and it happened to me. I saw that there was a massive claim against these people. I'm like, well, there's a lawsuit against them. So what does that mean? That must mean some shit's about to go down. So I started panicking. I didn't sell because I actually talked to my dad. I mean, thank God I have someone that knows the market. He knows Citron. He knows about Andrew Left, and he knows that all these stories and lawsuits that pop in are a bunch of horse shit. So I took that, and that's the beginning of the reason that I became a part of this whole uprising. And it's not even about the money. I have, $2,500 in this. If I lose it all, then it is what it is. But at the same time, like, I want these guys to burn because this Andrew Left guy has been fucking me since day one. That's the bottom line. This guy has been coming out with false claims and claims against cannabis companies, and he knows who his primary target are all these new millennial investors who have no idea what's going on. So this is the call to action, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the whole thing that the news they don't talk to you about. And I just saw Citron coming out and saying, we're not going to be coming out and shorting things anymore. We're actually going to start providing information for companies, for good companies and good investments. And it's all a bunch of horseshit because these guys got their ass handed to them. And finally, the little man has been able to stand up and rise against these cocksuckers like Andrew Left. This guy, if you've been a part of the cannabis industry or the cannabis sector from, 2-3 years ago, then you're going to understand where I'm coming from. Namaste, ACB. I don't know if he touched CGC Canopy, but he every single day I would pop on there and there'd be a new lawsuit against these cannabis companies, and all these brand new essentially kids, young 20-year-old kids that are getting on Robinhood, getting on these free trading platforms, are scared. They see lawsuit, they immediately sell, and then boom, now this guy just made another billion off another short company. So this has been going on in my this has been going on since day one in my trading life, which is not that old. I've probably been doing this, like I said, 3, 4, 5 years, and it's hilarious that finally this guy is getting what's coming to him, and it's not even just him. Obviously, that's one part of this whole quagmire that is the fucking stock market, and that is these turds that think that they can make billions and billions of dollars, and then when we start doing stuff when we start using their own tactics against them, they cry and the whole thing goes to hell. So that's what fired me up, because I have a direct connection with the short game, and I have a direct connection with all the fucking bullshit that the short game comes to offer. These guys just don't want to end. They don't want to stop. And that's the big problem, is it's like no one's ever going to stand up to him. I was talking to my dad about it today. I'm like, so what's going to become of this? Like, what do you think's going to happen? And the bottom line is there's going to be something else is going to come out down the road, and no one's going to give a damn about this in a month or 2 months from now. Or are they? Because now it's time to take a stand. Now it's time to rise up. And like I said before, you guys popping in here, let me know what companies that you have. Do you have AMC? Do you have GME? Like, which ones are you guys riding out? I don't know how high the GameStop can go from here. It's been on quite the ride, folks. And like I said before, I had it in my cart. I was gonna buy a bunch at 170, and I got nervous and I didn't pull the trigger. So then I started doing more research that day after this thing explodes, and I see that, oh, it's starting up again with AMC, and I'm like, I gotta get in on this, and I'm putting in money. And again, let me reiterate the fact that I'm not by any means telling you what or what not to do with your money. I had a couple extra beans. I bought some AMC, and I'm gonna ride this thing to the ground. I don't give a damn. I want these guys to burn. I want these short sellers to roast. And I mean, is it evil to fight with negativity? It's not negativity though. It's like everything in the world evens out. You know what I'm saying? Everything comes in full circle, and it's finally coming around the bend. So I use TD Ameritrade. I've had a great relationship with this company. I've never had an issue buying a stock. I've never had an issue selling a stock. I've never had something pop up that says you can only buy one share. And we'll get into that in a minute. But this whole thing that's going on with Robinhood, I started to do a little more research in it, and I start to understand what's going on here. So Robinhood is a free trading platform, and they appeal to people, the younger crowd, saying, "Come on to our site. You can trade for free. You don't have to pay fees." And that's awesome. Problem is right now, because of the situation and the virus and everything, most trading platforms are offering free trading. So to join a company like that, I mean, I get it that Robinhood's it's a simple thing. You can download it, you can put it on, on your phone, and then you're off to the races. So I started to look into it more, and obviously there's more information coming out about these companies now. But the whole reason that Robinhood's offering free trading is that they take the spreadsheets, they take all the information about who's buying what. So let's say I go on to Robinhood and I go, I want 100 shares of AMD, I want 100 shares of Tesla, I want 5 shares of this, 5 shares of that. So they take that all in, and then they make a spreadsheet, and then what they do is they sell that to companies. And now these companies can look at that information and make short sales on based on what they're seeing, and seeing how many of what is being sold to other people. And that's the reason that this company is offering free trading, because they're taking all the trading information. It's almost like what Facebook does for ad revenue. People can go on there, and I mean, this was the big debate that Mark Zuckerberg was fighting in the courts over, was, are you selling the information to advertising companies to be able to skew the commercials that pop up on people's feeds? And eventually, obviously, I mean, it's insane with Facebook because I'll be talking on the phone and I'm not even looking at Facebook on my phone. I'll just be talking on the phone and I'll say something. I'll say, "Oh, I want to get a new action camera or something like that," and boom, scroll down your Facebook feed, and that that item that I'm talking about with my friend is all of a sudden on there. It's insane. I remember I was it's so crazy now, like what your phones are being able to do. Like I was on vacation, I was talking to my girlfriend, and we were talking about the movie. One of her really good friends is from Australia, and I'm talking to her about the movie Crocodile Dundee. I'm like, "Have you ever seen the movie Crocodile Dundee?" You know, my last name's Hogan, and the main guy is Paul Hogan. So I was asking her about it, and she's like, "No." And you know what? I go on my phone, I literally type in a C, one letter C, and Crocodile Dundee pops up into my search bar. So if you tell me that the phones aren't listening to you, that's a bunch of horse shit because these things are blatantly tuned in. We got BMW parts, and he's asking, "So where are we going on Monday?" And the bottom line is these anyone that has a short that expired on Friday has to buy in for that amount. So whatever the price is when the bell see that's the other part. If someone can clarify what's going on, does that happen before the is that on the pre-market, or is that when the bell goes off at 9:30, do these guys got to buy all back in at the price that's there? Because apparently that's what's about to go down. BMW, yes, I am an AMC guy. And everything came in full circle. Like I was saying before, I'm furious with this guy Lessons. Uh, I'm furious with Citron. I've been screwed so many times by this horseshit about, oh, this cannabis company is doing illegal things. Get your money back. We're gonna sue them. And then everybody dumps it, and then this fucking guy makes a bunch of money off the short sale. So let me look this up here. Um, I don't know. What are your plans there, BMW? I got diamond hands too, man. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna even. My price target's $100. And again, yes, there is a level of making money off this, and there's a level of patting your own back, patting your own wallet. But when it all comes down to it, like I could have sold the other day. I could have. There was multiple times when I saw it going down, and I was just like, at this point, I don't even give a damn if it goes to zero. It goes to zero. I mean, I'm not in for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And $2,500 ain't much, but I mean, it is to some people, and it is to me. I could do something valuable with that. But at the same time, it's like this is if I want to be a part of this whole thing. So if I can contribute my money to fighting this thing, then I want to be able in 10 years to look back and go, yeah, I was part of that revolution. I had some money in the game. I had my diamond hands out there and I was holding strong. I don't think we're going to be all screwed on Monday, my man. I don't think that, but again, this is the whole thing, like the bullshit tricks that they're pulling. So today Robinhood came out and they're like, "Oh, well, this was last night," and they were talking. I mean, they were beaten down. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like, how do you and everybody's getting out there with their Vlad memes and stuff. I'm calling him Vlad the Impaler, man, because this guy's a real douche. So he's out there and like Portnoy was saying, it's like this guy either he's retarded and had no clue what was going to happen, which these guys have like some of the best people working for their company. They have some of the smartest like executives on top. I mean, they have like ex people that used to work for the SEC and everything. So like they know exactly what they're doing. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like they knew what the ramifications were going to be when they told people you can't buy two stocks. You can't buy two stocks. Like that's absolute horseshit. So when they made that decision, like I mean, they know that they're fucking themselves. So why you would do that, I have no idea. So last night, the guy comes out, Vlad, whatever his fucking name is, and this guy looks like he's about to cry, man. I mean, I've never seen someone put on the fakest smile of my life, but his answers were meek. His answers were very sh- uh, sheepish. This guy didn't know what to do. He obviously had a script. He obviously prepared because he had to make some kind of statement. You leave people in the dark, man. You're it's over. You had to say something. So this fucking guy goes on there and he's answering the questions as best as he can. But well, the one main thing he was saying is we're going to get the company back up. We're going to get these stocks going, and you're going to be able to buy tomorrow, right? So it comes tomorrow, Friday. Okay, the market opens, baby, and things are going down, and people are trading and this and that. And we had a good rush off the gate in the morning, and then boom. Now there's a list of fucking like 40. I don't even know how many there were. There's a list of stocks that you cannot buy. And these stocks range from AMD to ACB to fucking Starbucks. And you can buy one share. What am I going to do with one share of ACB? It's a $10 stock, bro. Why you might as well just ban the fucking thing altogether. What am I going to do with a $10 stock? I have no clue what that means. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my first impression was, oh, maybe they're lumping in all these different stocks so then when the people react, they can be like, look, we're having financial transactional problems and we can't seem to get the money flow together to make these fucking orders and things like that. And look, it's not just AMC and it's not just GameStop. There's multiple different stocks that we can't do it with. But that makes absolutely no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like AMC is a fucking $14 stock. ACB is a $10 stock. You can buy one share of it. It makes absolutely no sense. So I don't know. If anybody knows any information on that, why I mean, I'm gonna try and look this up. It's hard. I got to give it credit to some of these people that stream that can like actually type and talk at the same time. I mean, this is let's see, Robinhood. So people out there that are listening to us right now, why don't you put in the comments? Yeah, and fuck Vlad the Impaler, man. This guy needs to fry. This guy needs to go down. But, I don't want to perpetuate any like negativity or bad juju, but the bottom line is like these people brought this shit on themselves. These people like all energy goes in a circle. So if you're going to put the negative shit out there, sooner or later you're going to get your ass handed to you, and it just seems like it's time. And I think the American people, like, it's the perfect storm for this right now. People are, they're all sitting at their house. Everybody's getting antsy. And, a lot of people have lost their jobs and everything, and they have nothing. They have no income. So what can they do from their house? You can either play video games or you can, learn a skill of some sort, or you can day trade. Oh, there's some money in this. People are started to day trade. And that's where a lot of this Robinhood thing, I think they have the most downloads per trading platform out of anybody. So BMW, what platform are you using these days? Like I said before, I'm a TD guy. I love TD. It's always been very good to me. I just started to get into the Weeble, and like the Weeble thing is like, oh, join, you get 4 free stocks or whatever. I got into that. And I put a couple of dollars in there. I didn't go ballistic or anything, but you can trade crypto in there. And I think that the Weeble, they're doing a really good job as well. Um, they seem to be doing what they do and answering all their questions. Like that's the whole thing. I don't understand why some of these trading platforms are having all these issues and some are not. Like what is that? What is that about? Either everybody band together and make some kind of ruling on this thing, or don't, because that's the problem, is that everybody's all over the place. And, I'm obviously a big proponent that this is absolutely okay to do. Look, the bottom line is these cocksuckers have been doing this to us for years. These guys have been shorting stocks left and right, making money off of us left and right. And if you can come out and start hitting these companies, and again, I go back to the cannabis industry, because right when that sector started going, can you imagine? You get into a sector, you have a pretty good, we'll take Namaste, for instance. This company had a pretty good, plan. They're in Canada. It's a smaller country. I understand that. You already have a long way to go to be profitable. and your country passes the law that now, cannabis is legal, so all these startup companies are getting their shit together. Namaste has a online platform where you can order stuff online and this and that, and they got a pretty good business plan together. And that's a good looking stock. I saw that. I go, I'm going to jump on board with this. This is interesting. I like this online platform and everything. So they're moving along, and then boom, Andrew Leff comes out with some fucking bullshit saying this company, there's lawsuits coming at this company left and right, and everybody, cannabis, it's a new sector. It's mainly geared towards kids because all of the adults, they all think that cannabis is a drug, and we're not going to go down the road of the FCC saying that there's no medicinal properties or benefits for smoking cannabis, which is obviously a bunch of horse shit too. But the bottom line is people that are investing in the cannabis sector are more are it's geared towards younger people, and the younger people aren't very hip, if you will, to this whole fake lawsuit thing, which it's not a fake lawsuit. You can make a claim, you can make a lawsuit. It just shocks my mind that you can make a claim and then boom, on TD Ameritrade it says new lawsuit against Namaste. And then I see that and I panicked. And the first thing I thought of was I'm going to call my dad to ask him about this. And he's like, oh, that's total horseshit. That's what these guys do. And then we got into a big conversation about I didn't understand what shorting was. And after this last week, I mean, I had a good grasp of what it was. But after this week and listening to the news and listening and watching everything, like now I really understand what it is. And that's manipulation. This guy, you say there's a lawsuit against the company, and there's no fucking lawsuit. Like it's just you trying to drive the price down. And you know what happened? It worked, and it worked again. And then he did it with another company, Aurora Cannabis. He did the exact same thing, and then boom, another company, boom, another company, and then the next thing I know, there's fucking lawsuits popping up all over the place, and this guy's just destroying half these cannabis startup companies, which it's just like the tech era, it's just like the internet days. 90% of these companies aren't going to succeed, but for God's sake, give them a chance. The whole point is that it's a free market. Let these companies dig their own holes. Let these companies have a chance. They don't need Andrew Left shorting the piss out of these companies and then coming up with his own, harebrained excuses of why. It's unbelievable to me. So, yes, whatever's going on right now, we're just matching you at your own game. That's the bottom line. So it's like, yeah, cry, you fucking dicks. You take your $1 billion and you can dab your fucking tears with your $100 bills, bro. Because this is out of control. And the fact that, like, I was watching CNBC the other day, and this one analyst, I can't remember what he was saying or what his name was, but he was comparing this to the rise of fucking Hitler in Germany. And he was talking about, this is how the banking system collapses. This is how back in Germany, everybody uprose against the government, and they uprose again, they questioned the banking, and then it drove the country into disaster. And then what happened? The Nazi party came up, and I was cry laughing because this guy's off his fucking rocker. It's unreal. But what are you guys thinking right now? Like, I'm a huge AMC. First of all, I love movies, and this is kind of beside the point, but it's like, I get it. The GameStop thing is perfect because half the guys that are on Reddit, they're into video games, they're into computers, they're into the gaming world. And why not look at this company and say, yeah, there is some potential here. And maybe us raising some money for this company could give this guy, some help. And at this point, I don't even think it's about one company or the next. Obviously, AMC and GameStop are the two big ones right now. But, yeah, I'm all fired up right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens when you drink 4 shots of espresso at fucking 10 o'clock at night. But what's going on out there, guys? Leave me some comments in the chat here, because I gotta take a little break of the talking, and maybe I can get my mind together. But I got the diamond hands. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot harder. Like the one guy, the YOLO guy. This guy's making. I think he lost. He was down like $12 million yesterday or something, and he just kept holding it on, man. When you're up, you make $22 million and still hold. That's balls. That's what we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what we're looking for. So when I see somebody doing it like that, and then you see Portnoy and he's talking about burning it to the ground. If I lose the $2 million that he's invested in, he's going to write it on a nice little note. I'm sure he won't forget, but he's going to put a post-it on his wall. And every morning when he wakes up, he's going to see that he lost those $2 million. And this fucking guy is going on. It's going to fuel him to bring down Robinhood and to bring down Cohen and to bring down Citron because all these guys are in cahoots, man. It's all a big fucking circle jerk over there. And now they're getting their comeuppance, and we're gonna come serve it to them on a silver fucking platter and slap them in the face. Short another stock, bro. Short another stock, Andrew left, and see what happens. But you know what? They're not, because they're already fucking trying to get ahead of the game. Citron announced today that they will not be shorting anymore. They're going to be coming out with information to help the small folk. They're going to be coming out with information to help investors do their thing. And it's just bullshit. That company needs to burn to the ground too. Like fuck Citron. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, just go. Take the money you made, take it into the sunset, get out of my face. This is a new era of investing. This is a new era of people getting their shit on the internet, and then people are going to cry about it. They've been doing that too. If TD Ameritrade, think about back in the day. Think about back in the 80s and the 90s when you're trading stock and you have to look at a newspaper to find out if the thing went up or down, right? You couldn't be doing what Andrew Leff was doing. You couldn't be putting out releases about companies with potential lawsuits that fade away because there is no lawsuit. But the fact that I have TD Ameritrade on my phone and I can pop it open and I go, oh, let me look at the news. Why is this fucking stock crashing? And then everybody looks at their news feed and they see that there's some kind of lawsuit put up against this company, and then you start panicking. And especially if you have no idea really what's going on, like, cannabis is an up and coming sector, that there's some potential in there, but you don't know half the hurdles that this thing's gonna have to go through to fight its way to the top, and you don't know that there's people out there making false claims against your company that's gonna drive out the weaker hands. And then I'll bring that right back to this whole thing is, how many weak hands are there? You've seen with GameStop that the weak hands have seemed to left because people were calling this thing to crash Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now we're on Friday, and let me pop this up here and check out this fucking stock. So GameStop right now is trading at $325. This is unbelievable because like I said, on Tuesday, I was looking at it at 170 and I couldn't believe my eyes. And I decided not to invest in it, and I'm going to hurt myself. I beat myself up for a second on that, but it's hard to buy into a company when you see a massive spike and you have no idea why or what's going on. I heard of GameStop. I kept seeing it on the news. GameStop. Didn't know what was going on. So Tuesday I went in, started doing my due diligence, went on Reddit, started reading all kinds of shit. And then I was like, oh, this is insane. And I like what these guys are standing for. Give me a like if you guys like what these dudes are standing for. It's unbelievable. It's time to take it to the streets. And when I mean streets, I mean Wall Street. And we're going to burn these cocksuckers down because they took enough money off me, man. I'm not a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? You take a couple G's off me here, a couple G's off me there. Next thing you know, I'm all fired up, and it's I'm up here on Friday screaming about this shit. So what can we do? What can we do? I am an AMC guy. I am supporting this full-heartedly. I'm not going to shake. I'm not selling. That's the bottom line. I'm not going to sell until this thing goes to $100, and then I might not either. I'm gonna have to take it into consideration. I'm gonna have to see what's going on at the time. But people are calling this thing to go up just like GameStop did. And you know what? I'm trying to push away the money. I'm trying to push away, the investment as a monetary placeholder, and I'm trying to bring in the emotions and trying to bring in what this is proving and what this could mean for the small investors in the long term here. Because, when you boil it all down, it's like, I could make a couple grand on this thing, and that's awesome. I hope people make a couple of grand. If I do, I'm going to take some money. I'm going to invest it. I might take it. My girlfriend's having a rough time. She lost her job. I'm going to help her out with it. I'm going to buy local restaurants and things like that. I'm going to try and spread that shit around. It's not that much, you know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is it's not about the money for me anymore. The second day that I was doing this shit and I saw it start to crash, I go, fuck it. If my money goes down, I'm going down with it because, I'd rather lose the $2,500. And everybody out there, let me know what you're invested. If you feel free, I'm not trying to force you to talk about something that you're not comfortable with, but let me know how many shares of this shit you got. Let me know how many shares you plan to buy. Are you guys going to buy more? Is this just the beginning? And I think for AMC it is. I think Monday will be it's kind of it's interesting. It's like little wars, you know what I'm saying? Today I woke up and I felt defeated after yesterday. I knew something was sparked and I knew things were starting to percolate, if you will, but I felt defeated. But I knew that the war wasn't over until the stock goes back to $4 or until GameStop goes back to whatever it started at, $5 or $10. Until that happens, this thing is still on. And today, I feel like we won the battle. So it's like each day is these little battles or big battles, and they all are going to accumulate into us winning the war. Now, what the winning means, I don't know yet. I mean, we can say the winning is when these stocks rocket. I have no idea what GameStop it can do. I don't know how much higher it can go. People are claiming that this thing now is being shorted 120%, and that's unbelievable. So if GameStop is still being short 120%, doesn't that open it up to an absolute gigantic short squeeze, the biggest that's ever been done? Like, we know that the Volkswagen short squeeze was big. I think this one's already getting bigger than that. But if 120% of it is still being short, this could be astronomical, and that's the other thing though. How many of you guys out there are starting to worry about the implications on the overall market? So, like, we've seen the last 3 days that a lot of these bigger companies, I haven't seen Tesla have a red day like this in probably 2-3 months. When Tesla's like only up like 0.5, I feel like that's a red day for it. And I've been making jokes with my dad like, "Oh, look, they're only up 1%. That's a buying opportunity. That's like a dip for Tesla because this fucking thing, they could do anything and the thing would skyrocket." What do you guys got? If you got Tesla, how much did you buy in for? I got Tesla for about $600, and I thought that was massive. So I didn't buy that much of it, and now it's teetering around 8. I think anything under 8 is a great buy for Tesla. That's just my personal opinion. Again, I just want to make sure you guys know. Clearly, I don't know. I don't have the best advice for stocks. I don't claim to. This is more of a rant about what's going on and what's gonna happen on Monday. So leave your comments in that bar, baby. I want to see what's going on. Like, we need to band together. These some of these chat rooms, like the Yahoo Financial. If you guys haven't checked that out, that thing's going bonkers right now. People are just fucking coming out of the booth. They're screaming. They're just texting and going nuts, and they're ramping things up. And it's funny too because once in a while you'll see some guy make a comment that's just like so against the grain, and it's clearly people that are just trying to short it and trying to get you scared again. But what are your predictions for Monday? I'm just hoping that this thing goes above $20. Like, that's the other thing. It's not going to explode 1,000% in a day. And that's the problem, that the last couple of days we've all been seeing these things go up 100%, 200%, 50%. Like, that's incredible. If a stock goes up 5%, I'm pretty happy. If it goes up 10%, I'm jumping around. We see these companies go up 50, 60, 70%, and it's not even like today it went up 50%. That's unbelievable. It didn't feel like it was that price was going up that high though to me, because we're so used to it just going up 100, 200, 300% a day. I don't know what's going to happen. Everybody that I was talking to though earlier, they said we needed to be above $9. I'm talking about AMC now. We needed to be above $9, and then depending on what level of dollar that we're above the $9, that's gonna that's gonna determine what the price is on Monday, because that's what the shorts are gonna have to buy their shares back for, which that makes sense to me. And then if you go on to Yahoo Finances, you'll be able to take a peek at that stuff, and you'll see. I think one of the posts is pretty was pretty knowledgeable. It actually had the breakdown of all the numbers, and that's pretty sweet, because it was like if it finished at this dollar, it would be this dollar. If it finished at 17, it would be 25 on Monday. So again, I don't know how precise that is, but it's an exciting time, ladies and gentlemen. It's exciting out there. Oh man, it's Friday. Where's everybody from? I'm hanging out in Michigan here, and just trying to wrap my head around what's with all this activity, and see where we go from there. But let me see here. Let's see if we can pump up this. So that didn't work. Boom. Again, I give my hats off to these people that are running this all on their own, and they're flipping around and talking, and hold until Thursday. Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably probably the best bet. The whole thing that I'm kind of nervous about is when does the bubble pop, and when do people come flying off this thing, and someone's gonna get burned. Like, I don't know. Obviously, the best overall possibility would be like it reaches a certain amount, and then it slowly sells off, and everybody can kind of get out and get their chunk, and we can teach these guys a lesson without the little guy getting burned too. But someone's going down in the flames. I just hope that, again, at this point, I don't even care if I broke even. I'd be like, that was amazing, that was fun, that was a wild ride. But the problem is, if I break even, that point isn't going to be ran across. We need this thing to jump to the moon, and really hammer in these short sellers, because they don't want to give up, man. Look at GameStop. They're still being short. Which I get it, because that thing has to come down. So it's like a conundrum. It's like the more this thing goes up, because of the shorts, the more people are jumping on it to short it, and then it's like a double. It like works on itself. So the next, let's say this thing goes to $500 next week, then all the people that shorted it then have to pay their puts. Then Monday comes, they have to buy it for whatever price it is there, and then it keeps going higher and higher until sooner or later the fucking thing's gonna pop. Yeah, Adam, I agree, man. We're definitely gonna hold the ship, because I just a lot of these guys like Portnoy and the guy YOLO on Reddit, like these guys they're inspiring, because they have millions of dollars in this. Makes my piddly sense seem like nothing. Obviously, it's relative to who you are and what you got going, but the YOLO guy is very inspiring, because this guy, he lost $14 million the day that we're calling these days of battle. I think it was Thursday, when shit hit the fan and these stocks went down. But you know, if these guys can hold on, then we can hold on. You know what I'm saying? If you have 100 shares, if you have 20 shares, if you have 100 shares, if you got 1,000 shares, you can hold the line. You can hold the line just like everybody else, and that's what it's all about. And you can blatantly see that GameStop, the people that are in that right now are in it. They're not moving because that stock, it goes up, it goes down. And when it goes down, people don't panic. People stay the course. And you blatantly can see the market manipulation. Like when it gets close to the market closing, I was watching the AMC stock today, and this thing was battling like an animal, like back and forth. And you know that most of the people that are on our team aren't selling, and it's just the shorts just hammering it and hammering it. And it's like it's a video game all on itself. Again, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to compare it to the video game because it's like this is people's livelihoods. But again, if you're getting in this, don't get into this with your fucking mortgage. Don't get into this with your children's lunch money. Put into it what you can afford. There's enough of us. That's the whole thing. When there's enough people that band together, we can overthrow these turds that are at the top. And you don't need to be a millionaire. We don't need hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millionaires. You need a million people with a couple $100 because that's going to overthrow it. That's the bottom line. We can, if we all band together and we time our buys right and stuff like that, and we weed out the weak hands and we all hold on with dear life, there's only going to be a certain amount of stock out there to buy. 8 more days of holding. And Adam, are you referring to the weekend, or are you talking about 8 more days trading? Because yeah, I what I'm thinking is I was looking at the charts, and maybe on our next live stream I'll figure out how to actually show some of this information. But you guys got computers, you can pull up these charts too. But I was looking at the GameStop chart, and it's doing exactly what the AMC is doing. They ripped off and went up real high, and then after that it went down, and then that was, I think, Tuesday when it ripped again. So this was multiple days in the making. This wasn't just one day of 1,000%. And people are you got to be patient. You got to hold the line. You got to just have faith that it's going to keep going up, But I think a lot of people got nervous when, I think it was Thursday, or no, it was Wednesday. Wednesday was when I bought in, and I bought in for about $17, and it shot up right off the gate. It was at like $20, and then it went down, and then it teetered around, and then it shot up again. And I was pretty pumped up. I was up a couple dollars on my investment, and then it just bombed. And I was thinking, I'm like, should I just get out of this thing and just like what's gonna happen here? And then I started reading it, and I started getting mad. And then I remembered that Andrew Leff stuff. And if you guys are just joining us, Andrew Leff's been shorting the cannabis companies, and that's how I started to get into the whole investing game. Was started buying cannabis companies, and sure enough, Andrew Leff would come out with fake stories and fake lawsuits on these companies, and all the new investors believed right into him and dumped the stock. And what happened? This guy made a killing on shorting these brand new cannabis companies, and half of them are hanging on by the skin of their teeth. Thanks, bro. Is that the American way? Is that what it's all about? Is the fucking bomb companies that are trying to get something going, that actually have a valid purpose, that actually have a fucking, a game plan, a company? Like, what is this Andrew Leff guy doing? Your job is to bring down people that work hard and work for their fucking dollar, and come up with companies and pour their heart and soul into these companies. And then they make their company, public to get some extra funding. And this guy fucking comes out with fake lawsuits on you. How is that right? It makes absolutely no sense. And the fact that people are still like supporting it, that's such bullshit. Like, how do you even do that? And then they say we're wrong because we're fucking banding together, and it's collusion. And what's the difference between, you're telling me I can't go on to Facebook and go, this company's amazing, they're having a hard time now, but I want to see movies in my town again. Let's fucking throw some money down, get this stock going, and hopefully they can sustain themselves, and it'll work out for them. That's wrong. But some guy making up fake lawsuits about a company is right. It's total fucking bullshit. So I heard Andrew Balfour, the Wolf of Wall Street himself, on an interview today, and he was talking about just the ins and outs, and he was actually kind of going in depth about Robinhood and how when if they cover the someone has to pay when you buy a stock. Robinhood is having issues with all the influx of trades coming on. They apparently don't have enough money essentially in their company to cover the pricing for the half these buys. So it's like I've actually heard rumors that Robinhood might be filing for bankruptcy soon. And these guys were just about to launch a fucking IPO. Now, who's trading on Robinhood in this chat? Because I've been on TD from the get go, and now I've been using Webull for a little bit of stuff. I love my TD account. Um, I was actually debating between Webull and Robinhood because they're both pretty similar. And for some reason, I just went with Webull. And now I'm super happy with it because if I was on Robinhood, I'd be furious. The bottom line is now these people are fucking stuck. Like my one friend opening up an account and I've been jabbing them. I'm like, how much GameStop did you buy yesterday, man? Then the next day, how much GameStop did you get? And he's like, I still haven't bought any. And then finally he goes, all right, I got some money in my Robinhood account. And it's hilarious because it's actually Big Jim, the other guy that works that does the Fat Earth comedy with me. And Thursday he was all loaded up and he was ready to rock. And I go, all right, man, today's the day. And he goes to buy, and sure enough, Robinhood, no. You can't buy, bro. You can't park your car here. And he's furious with them. Yep, Webull and TD, they're solid companies. TD, it's funny. I got an email from TD saying that there's some kind of restrictions, and I was like, oh, here we go. Now TD's jumping in on the no trade clause, but it wasn't even that. It was just like there's some restrictions and this and that. And again, for an everyday day trader, you should be able to buy and sell whatever fucking stocks you want. I get it. They don't want people shorting. They don't want, they don't want all this crazy activity going on. But the essence of trading, the basic abilities of trading to buy and sell stock, your trading account should be able to do that. It doesn't make any sense. So you can't, you're telling me you can't buy stock on my fucking trading account? I only want it to do one thing. I want it to do two things, really. I want to buy stock. I want to sell stock. When you take away half of that, what the fuck good are you? It's unreal. But I think, well, let's just say that the war is still underway, ladies and gentlemen. The war is still underway, and what we all got to do is band together, and we've done a great job about it. And sometimes I have my questions about the human race and how nutty things have gotten in the world right now, and I question, are people really gonna link up and be able to sustain this and fight the big man? And like I said, let's say you got one guy that you're trying to take. You got the strongest man in the world. He can't fight off 200 people coming at him. I don't care how strong he is. When you band together, then you take over. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. So Webull chat was down for 2 hours also on Thursday. I mean, Thursday was the day, and that was like the day that I consider the battles that we lost. And for some people, they're commenting, the war's over, the war's done. And I didn't believe that. I just figured, look, this is a war, right? So it's not going to be won or lost within one day. And one of the better things about Thursday was to look at what happened, take it in, not panic, not just give up on the cause, but, take it as what it was. We lost some battles that day. They tried to fight dirty. They tried to spray that Agent Orange on us. They tried to drop their A-bombs, but they just couldn't keep us down. And we're coming back stronger than ever. If anything, it made people more upset. It made people realize how dirty these people are getting and how much more we need to band together. So if I feel bad for the people that have Robinhood. That's bullshit that you couldn't buy on Thursday. And I don't even know what happened. If people know what's going on, if you're on Robinhood, comment below and tell me what's going on, because can you buy stock? I know there was a list of 20, 30, 40 companies today that you couldn't buy, which shocked me. Starbucks was on that. Aurora Cannabis was on that. AMD, which I'm also a big proponent on. You couldn't trade that, and that's and you're seeing it. You're seeing these other big companies all dropping right now, and I think it's because number one, a lot of these big shorts companies are they have to sell off some of their other assets to pay their ass. And the other thing is people can't buy it. Like Robinhood was a massive trading platform. It was a massive trading platform for the millennials. That's what's going on right now. Like it's awesome that young people are getting into the stock market. Young people are all getting into some of these cool little sectors like the cannabis and the EV. And I'm 35 years old. I'm no spring chicken, but I'm still younger in comparison to some of the people that are the big time traders and stuff like that. And I love those sectors. I think the cannabis sector is a massive it's a massive long play. I have a bunch of different companies in there, and I like the EV stuff and anything that's going to help the world. And I'm a big time hiker, so I'm into companies that are looking to make the world green and this and that. But I never joined Robinhood. I know Robinhood has like the highest downloads or whatever, but I'm just happy I went with the Weebles, the old Weebles. But what are you guys going to do? What's the plan? Obviously, the plan is to hold. The plan is to stay the course. And you're seeing this weed, you're seeing the weak hands getting flushed out day by day. People keep buying and then they keep holding it. And as they keep doing that, there's only going to be a certain amount of stock to buy. And obviously, I'm not going to explain the whole short squeeze because you guys know what's going on. You know what's coming Monday. Monday, they got to buy in. They got to pay for their puts. Anyone who shorted this stock, everything they paid for expired today at 4:30. And now Monday come around, that's when this thing all begins. So this is like World War II, and now America's coming to join the fucking fight. Monday is when America comes to join the war. Ladies and gentlemen, salute your shorts because we're hitting the streets and when I mean streets, I mean we're hitting our computers in our fucking we're going to come in our boxer. This is the war of boxers. This is the war of pajamas. We're going to wake up Monday morning. To be honest with you, I've never gotten up so early in my life. I've been up at fucking 8 a.m. the whole week. It's unbelievable. I usually sleep in till 10:30, 11. But I'm up at 8 a.m. because I'm pumped up because I want to see what the fuck's going on. I want to see what's about to pop off. And I think Monday, like I said, this is when America joins the World War II. This is when people start to really get involved. You got to set your sell limits to 1,000. You got to set your sell limits to 100 or 200 or just a gigantic number because you don't want people borrowing from that account. You don't want people borrowing your stock. That's the whole point. They have to buy your shares if they run out of shares to buy. First of all, the market has a certain amount of shares out there. So what's the price of AMC right now? Let me look this up here. AMC. So we're at 13. We're at 1326. So they have to buy. I mean, depending on if it goes down or not, but pretty much they have to pay 1326. There's going to be shares out there floating around. And until all those shares are bought up, they can't get their hands on. Although, yeah, you're right, because when they short it, they can go into the tank, and that's what they're borrowing on is the amount that thing's set at. So I don't know if anyone can clarify that. Let's go. This is normally a comedy channel, but I'm so fired up that I wanted to get out there and I wanted to start fucking seeing what was going on. I want to see how people are reacting, if they're getting riled up or not. But yeah, how many shares you guys got out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want to talk about it, that's cool. It's one thing just to be in the game, and I appreciate that. Adam's got 13. That's awesome, man. Stay in the fight. Buy what you can afford. If it's one share, well, first of all, if you got Robinhood, you only can buy one share right now. You can only buy one share. So thank you. And you can only buy one share of Starbucks. I'm gonna fucking get rich today, Robinhood. Thank you. People should be up in arms. If you're brokered with Robinhood, man, you should be so upset right now. Like, and that's the thing, they have you by the balls because this is a once in a generation. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You go to change your money from Robinhood to a different account, you're waiting 10 business days. You're gonna have to wait, and then you have no money to fucking even get it. That's the problem. They have you by the balls now because all your dough is stuck in that account, and that's a big eye opener. If anything, it's a lesson to learn. Have some of your money in some different accounts because if something pops off like this, you're never gonna think that, oh, my brokerage is gonna not let me buy. You do two things there, ladies and gentlemen. You buy and you sell. When they take half of your fucking body off, you can't do much, man. You can't do much. You ever seen a one-armed swimmer? Dude's fucking swimming in circles, folks. You can't do much when they chop off half your body. So we have a ton of shares are expiring on Tuesday. That's the next wave of things. Monday morning, this thing should pop to about $20. This thing should pop at least past 17. And then we just got to hold the line. The bottom line is if you don't sell, then there is no free stock out there. And what I mean free stock is there's no stock at that price. So like Adam was saying, when you set your sell limits to 1,000 or 100 or 500 or whatever the fuck it is, they got to pay that amount to borrow from the stock. So if there's no stock left, and that's the beauty of these companies, I think AMC only has, let me see what the float is on this bad boy. I think AMC has like 300 million shares. Oh, so actually I was wrong. We're sitting at 1345 in after hours, which is nice. We got a nice little boost of 1.5%. I like that. I like that because it was cool at 4 o'clock. Everybody thought it was done in the books, but they still had till 4:30 to cover those puts. And that I saw the battle, and they were pushing it down. They were pushing it down, and then after 4:30, it was just like it doesn't even matter anymore, and they just gave up. But yeah, let me see here. Why can't I find? So the market cap's 4.4 billion. We're hoping this thing goes to about 20 billion. I think that's a 4xer. I mean, who knows? Who knows how high this thing could go? But yeah, I think there's 300 million shares, 300 million-ish shares available. And today's volume was about 580, 590 million shares. So each share was traded twice today. So, I mean, technically, obviously not, because people who are buying it are holding it. If you guys wouldn't mind, throw me a thumbs up. I'm not going to sit here and beg, but that helps the channel. It helps people, find this and they can get in on the rant with us. But so every share essentially was traded twice today, which that's not really what's going on. There's a circulation of, so there's a bunch of shares out there that are getting circulated still. That's what we need to take advantage of. We need to buy up the rest of the shares that are out there, and then we can once people like me or you or whoever has the diamond hands buy up the shares, they're not getting back into the float, and that's when these short sellers get jacked up, because then they have to buy at the premium levels. And when I mean premium, that's the levels that Adam's talking about. Adam, I got the same as you, man. I got 150 shares, and I'm ready to ride this thing to the ground. I don't care. Like I said, I see people like Dave Portnoy. I see like that YOLO guy. The YOLO guy has an insane amount. He lost 14 million in a day and didn't sell. I don't know if any of us can even say that. If I was up $22 million on something like this, would I have the balls to hold? I have no idea, because that's absolutely insane. I guess $22 million is a lot different than if I was up 1 million or 3 million, but $22 million. The guy loses 14 million and he still sits on his side on his stack. That's inspirational, baby. That's inspiration to me because I got 150 shares. I'm not letting these things out of my sight. Who's buying more? That's the question. Who's going out there and buying more? Because I'm kicking myself when I saw that shit at $9. I should have bought more. And again, this happens to me. Like Warren Buffett says, when people are selling, man, you should be buying, and when people are buying, you should be weary. So obviously that the common traits of the stock market aren't applying to this right now, but what are you guys up to out there? Like, what are your plans? I mean, what we're gonna hold, but how long do we hold? Like, what's your price target? I'm thinking $100. What up, your dad? That's awesome because the whole reason I'm in this is because of my dad. So it's great to see you out there. I appreciate everybody, joining us. I love you guys. Thanks for joining the chat. If you're enjoying this and want to see some funny content after, check out the channel. We got a bunch of different, we got some rap songs. We got some, just all kinds of comedy. We've been trying to get this comedy stuff going, and it's becoming, kind of a mental release. Laughter is the best medicine. So again, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. My average is $17 even, and I'm not that worried about it. Like I said, when it was down to $9, I was starting to get a little bit nervous. But then at that point, it's just like, look, if I lose the money, I fucking lose the money. What are your guys' averages? Who's got the stock for $5 a pop? That's what I want to know. Those are the people that had all right, your dad, man. I like it. 1355. That's a beautiful number. So you're almost even, my man. Let's see here. You're 10 cents away from being even. That's got to be somewhat reassuring. Are you feeling pretty confident in Monday, or is anybody worried about Monday right now? Cuz like I know how these things work, but at the same time, I'm just afraid. I'm afraid sometimes about what these guys can do. Like we're fighting a battle against. I mean, it is essentially a David and Goliath type story, but e- even them being Goliath, like Goliath can pull out anything out of his ass. Apparently, rules don't apply to these guys. I think any average in between 10 and 20 is solid, and then when this thing rockets to 100. We're not gonna be splitting the fucking difference. Like, you got it for 15, I got it for 17. Yeah, those dollars could mean something, but in the end, it's all about pushing this thing to the moon. How high do you guys think this thing can actually go, though? Like, I think that $100 is a pretty solid target, but, now it's becoming more of a part of community. Yeah, baby, take the country back. Like I said, this is World War III financial edition. And in my opinion, this is like America joining World War II. We just got into the war, folks. And Monday we'll be sending our U-boats over, and we'll be starting all kinds of trouble. $200. All right. I like that. I like that. I like a 3 to 4 times. I mean, that's again, I'm not in this for the fucking money. We gotta bash these people up. I mean, let's change the way that the market functions. That's what the overall goal is here. Again, if we can put a couple dollars in our pocket, especially in this time of things are tough on people. Everybody's struggling, so we all could use a couple beans. But at the same time, that shows how much this is, how much of a big deal this actually is, because people are all out of work, so we're taking money that we could use for a lot of different things. And the fact that we're taking that money and putting it into the war, that's what it's all about to me, folks. And I think it's going to pay off for us. I full-heartedly believe that if anything that comes out of this whole situation, you know between people being out of work and this and that, like I'm the kind of guy that's always constantly looking for the positives. And I think a lot of stuff came to the forefront during this whole pandemic, and I hope this channel doesn't get just destroyed because I said that, because that's the other thing. It's like the sensory stuff, everybody's getting censored for this, for that. Like people can't even say what they want anymore. And now people can't even buy stock that they want anymore. So like how far and how much of this bullshit do we take? And how, what is it going to take us to rise up? And now we are. And now we have the internet to join us. And like the news, I haven't watched regular TV in probably 2 years. And when I was watching the football game the other weekend, and I'm not a crazy sports fan, but I thought it was a good time. I got out of my house, I was hanging out with my cousin, and I'm watching all these commercials, and then the news came on, and I'm watching all this stuff, and it's insane what these the what first of all, what commercials are. It baffles my mind. They're trying to beat in this shit. It just doesn't work. But then at the same time, like what these news outlets are doing, like all these companies are obviously they're all run by, five different companies. Like media is pretty much is controlled. And like this is the stock market. This is being controlled too. So how high up does this go, and how much of this pushback can we actually get away with before the real shit hits the fan? Yeah. So I'm trying to read some of these comments here. I thanks for joining us today, boys and girls. We're having some fun here. We're getting some shit off our chests. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, smash the subscribe, smash the like button. It helps us grow. It'll help show that we're live, and we'll get more people into this chat. Again, I didn't start this chat because I'm some master financial advisor guy or know the ins and outs of every little piece of the stock market. I'm a regular guy just like everybody else. And I wanted to come on here and talk and see if I could stir up a good conversation with just the regular people, see what their take was on this whole thing, see how much money people are putting into it, and seeing like how people how they're reacting to what went down this week. Like I feel pretty confident. I'm down money right now. I'm in for $17. I'm down money right now, but what is I'm not worried about it because I feel like today we won a battle, and it's all about these small skirmishes, if you will. I remember playing Red Alert back in the day. Which is funny because I bought the game from GameStop. I live right next to a mall, went up to GameStop, got myself, I don't know if you guys remember the game Diablo, which is a phenomenal computer game. And then I grabbed myself Red Alert. And it was like the first game I had that I could play against people online. And I'd get myself into some skirmishes. And that's what's going on today, folks. These little skirmishes are going to add up. And we're gonna see how this thing pans out. But yeah, the media right now is again, it's divided. It seems like there's enough people on our side to that agree that this is a bunch of horseshit. And then you see, it's funny because the younger the person, the more they seem to agree. And I was listening to Bloomberg Radio today on Sirius, and it's like you hear these guys come on. I can't even see what they look like, but I hear their voices, and they're these old, decrepit old men, and they're all upset about what's going on, and they can't band together on the internet. They're using these platforms to overthrow the stocks, and this is illegal, and this is that. It's like, dude, that's what that shit's there for. You're telling me I can't go over to my neighbor's house and go, hey man, I love this company AMD. They make great processors. My laptop has it. I do video editing. It fucking flies. I highly support AMD, and I think that this company is going to explode, right? So my neighbor goes out and buys AMD. Like that's where this shit gets sticky. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is the point where it goes from me being able to talk to my neighbor or my friend on Facebook or my friend on Reddit, and then it becomes a collusion? Like, is it one person? Is it 100 people? Is it 1,000 people? Where does that line divide? And that's the thing that they can't really say. They can't just come in and say, you can't talk about anything to anyone about anything. When you're involved with the stock market and you know information, and again, this boils back to what Robinhood's doing. The whole point of Robinhood and the fact that they have free trading, it's not free, folks. What they're doing is they're taking all their information. If Adam goes on there to tomorrow, which I know, Adam, you don't use Robinhood, thank you. But if Adam goes on there tomorrow and buys a bunch of stock, they have a paper trail of whatever that is. not even a paper trail. It's all, it's all computer database now. But they take that information and they sell it to fucking people that are the short companies. They sell them the information. They're just as bad as fucking the robot who's running Facebook, folks. They're just as bad as any of these other schemers and plotters and turds that need to get shoveled off the sidewalk and flicked into the fucking dumpster. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are agreeing that the people that are running Robinhood are turds, smash that like button and we're going to rise up again, again and again and again. I'm glad that I actually got some people listening tonight because I had no idea what was going to happen, but I'm going to start doing these more often because the bottom line is we're all right. The most people that are in this are regular Joes. And I appreciate a great stream when people have tickers going and they got information going and they're telling you the hardcore facts. And that's all good. And I appreciate that. I watch those daily. But when it all boils down, it's all just regular dudes like me. I don't have a shitload of money, but when I find something that's good, and I know like everybody in this chat right now has a good heart, and we're not in this to like make money and try and become millionaires overnight. We know the implications. And again, the money is a nice treat. Money is always a nice treat. Like I have a production company. Go check out mauricehogan.com if you want to see some of my landscape photography and stuff. But I don't do it for money. Like I do it because I love making videos and I love going out and taking pictures. And when people call me, my one friend the other day just called me. He goes, dude, I have a band. I want to do a film. I only have $100. Will you come film us? Like, absolutely, man, because I enjoy the craft. And that's what it's all about for us, I think, right now. We're not going to make millions of dollars off this. We're not in this to be rich people. We're in this to throw something back at what we believe is wrong. We're in this to shine light on what we believe is something that needs to be, brought out into the public. And it's already just taken over. Now, how long do you guys think this is going to last for? And another question to everybody that's listening right now, what do you think are some of the outlier issues that we might run into? Like, do you think more stock exchanges are going to shut down? What do you is that even possible? What do you guys think's going on there? Do you think that, I mean, we know that this isn't going to be an easy way to the top. We know that warfare involves a lot of dirty tactics. So come Monday, we know that AMC it should pop off. It should be great on Monday. And then when the buzz dials down, where does it go from there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know enough about everything to really be able to tell you it's just gonna be smooth sailings, because it's like, okay, we beat the puts today. We wanted to be above $9 and we were above $9, and that was awesome. We're at 13.45 right now. We're going into Monday at 13.45. I think that's a great solid price. I'm still a little shy from what I bought in for. Maybe I'll pick up a couple more shares. Maybe I can scrape some more money together over the weekend. Are you guys buying again? Or have you bought what you're gonna buy and you're just holding it? We got to buy the other shares up, Adam. I agree with you 100%, my man. Yeah, it's funny because like you can tell that all the older people, like I said, I was listening to Bloomberg on Sirius today, and the younger sentiment is this is totally fine, and the older sentiment is this is illegal, this is wrong, they can't do that. Well, when did it become illegal for us to go onto a fucking website and give our opinion about a company? Doesn't Citron have a website? Hasn't this company been pumping news into social media to try and sway you one way or another? Like, when did this Reddit thing all of a sudden become the beginning of pumping news into the media? That's total horseshit. Like, it's been going on for a long, long time. Difference is now you're losing money, and now it's become the be all end all. Let's blow up all the airwaves and let's cry about what's going on. Wah! You lost $1 billion. Wah! I hope your company crumbles. Wah! I think it will take off, my friends. It will take off. I'm hoping it, like I said, when I got into this, I in my mind I set some barriers. I go, if this gets to $100, look, the whole point is we don't want to see anyone get crushed here. We don't want to see any of our fellow soldiers get left holding the bag when this thing comes crumbling down. And the bottom line is there is a bubble at play here. Now, I've heard a lot of speculation that, GameStop is one thing, but AMC actually has some valid stuff going on. Yes, their company is down right now because of the situation in the world. But when everything opens up again, what is AMC really valued at? Because this thing's gonna the stock actually has value. I'm heavily I bought a bunch of Carnival Cruise. I think that's a great company to buy right now. They're beaten to hell, and it's gonna take some time, but it's a long play for me. It's a 5-year play for me. I think that Carnival Cruise is a great company, and I kind of group in the AMCs of the world. We gave them some life. This company is going to be around for a long time. We gave them some dough to mess around with and to do their thing. So the bottom line is like this company is going to come back at some point. So there is some validation there. So that's the other thing. It's like this company, there's no validation. These companies are worthless. These people are just pumping these things to no extent. Well, pumping them to no extent. Look, AMC is at $13 right now. You're telling me that isn't even like that price to me seems pretty reasonable for the stock. And everything else that we're saying, we're hoping that this thing takes off. Are you guys all AMC people out there, or do you guys have GameStop as well? I just feel like that the GameStop thing, man. I don't know if I feel like that the train has already left the building, and every time I look at it, it doesn't seem so. So right when I started this cast, I was talking about how I was watching GameStop on Tuesday and it was $170 and I was about to buy in. I had my order and all set up and I was just like, no, how much higher can this thing really go? Well, joke's on me because it's at $300 now. So I could have bought in, doubled my money, bim, bam, boom. But everything happens in life for a reason. So I waited, and when I went home that day after the markets closed, I started doing my research, and I saw AMC. I go, this could be something juicy here, and it's not just about making money. Like I said, it's about sticking it to the man. So it's like, okay, AMC already fucked these guys. Let's do it to them again, and let's do it to them again because the whole basis of this war is they're betting on companies that are already kicked in the guts. They're betting on companies that have already been beaten down so far, and these big time stock guys are like, look, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough yacht, I don't have enough fucking whatever. I'm gonna make more off a company that's about to flounder anyway. So let's kick these guys. What a weird way to kick me when I'm down, and what a weird way it is, folks, because somehow, and I give them all the praise. These guys on Reddit, man, they do a beautiful work, beautiful job. And people wouldn't be just doing this if it was all about the money. Again, yeah, the money is a good incentive and people would be jumping on board, but they wouldn't be holding like this. If it was all about the money, YOLO would have sold. If it was all about the money, Portnoy would have sold. If it was all about the money, I would have sold when the thing was when the ship was going down, and it's like, well, you can save your last 1,000 or you can lose it all. And I was like, at this point, I don't even give a damn. I'm going down with the ship because in 20 years from now, when I'm telling my grandkids, well, hope maybe not 20 years from now, but in 30 years from now, 40 years from now, when I'm telling my grandkids that I was part of the great uprising, I can say that, yeah, I was very nervous that the thing was going down and down, but I was literally watching online battles being fought in the stock market. And that's the difference here. The battles are being fought from a computer and a man in boxer shorts. And that's the beauty of it, folks. I see AMC hitting 45, Ash says. Robinhood, the irony. Robinhood they're done. Talk about a bad time to launch an IPO. These guys are in a world of hurt. And then today, to make matters worse, they ban you from buying Starbucks and 20 other companies. What does anyone have information on that? Let me see if I can do it here. I'm trying to and again, I give it up hard. I give it up hard for the people that can look shit up and talk at the same time because this is a task that's not that easy. So is there a limit on Robinhood? Here we go. Yeah, so like ACB, that's Aurora Cannabis. Robinhood limited trading to 50 major stocks. Let's see. That's insane to me. That's insanity. You can buy one share. You can buy one share of AMD. That's one of the best stocks out there right now. Love AMD. Made some good dough on AMD. You can buy one share of GM. This shit doesn't make any sense. You can buy one share of Rocket, and I also think the only thing that is making me a little nervous is the repercussions of what this is going to do. Like we've already seen big sell-offs in some of these companies. Now there's a couple things at play. Are big time short people selling off other positions and companies to accumulate some collateral to pay off the shorts that they're getting destroyed on? That's probably the case. Is Robinhood platform that big of a deal that when they put out something like this where you can buy one share of a stock that it's gonna, take a hit like that? That's the funny thing is I was looking at my account today and where do you recommend buying AMC? Do you mean what brokerage do I recommend? Vanessa? I love TD Ameritrade. I love Webull. Those are both pretty sweet companies. I uh I like those a lot. Let me see here. If you guys are looking to get off, I'm gonna throw that out there. No shameless plugs or anything, but I use Webull, and if you're gonna sign up, you might as well use my link there and grab a couple of free shares for both of us. But I like Webull, and I like Webull a lot because you can buy crypto on there, and that's the other thing about this that we can take this conversation is I think that the crypto is going to be a big play here. I think people are starting to get fed up with the control of the money. I think people are getting fed up with first of all, banks are just out of control, and that was why I actually was seeking refuge within the stock market because it's like, you're going to put your money in a bank. It's good if you need some money to pay bills and this and that, and all my bills are all automated, so I keep funds in my accounts. But at the same time, like, are you going to keep a ton of money in your account just to fucking like what's it doing there? We're just going to keep a bunch of money in the bank. Like the dollar's going down and the dollar's going down quick. So my idea was to put it into things like the stock market where the dollar could be going down, but hopefully these stocks that I invest in are going up. I have a couple of different ETFs that I like. I mean, I like that ARK company, and I have some stuff in that the ARK Invest is they have some really good ETFs. I highly recommend checking those guys out. Um, but I like the crypto. I like the crypto a lot. But and maybe this is because my dad's an older guy, but I like actual metals, man. I've been buying up silver for a while now. I've been buying. I'm getting some gold soon, and I just want to hold a gold bar in my hand. I think that would be badass if you just had a fucking safe with a couple gold bars. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm looking into getting into because I think the metals is a great play, and I don't know. I'm just starting to worry about the stock market in general because I just feel if this kind of stuff continues, and it's really a bunch of bullshit because like in the grand scheme of things, these two companies, like let's admit it here. I don't know. There's a lot of different there's costs. There's a bunch of different companies, Express, this and that. Those companies I don't think are as big as the AMC and the GameStop. And I think the GameStop thing might has ran its train. But again, has it? Because now they have 120% of they're being short 120% because everybody now is betting that they're going down. Everybody now believes that they're going down. So if all the people that are in GameStop, and it's a good like thing to look at, and that's why I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Whereas, did it happen once and it might not happen again? Or is it a good thing because it's like, okay, look what GameStop did. If we can hold our shares like GameStop, then we can reach levels of GameStop because our short squeeze hasn't even begun. Our, our war hasn't even technically begun until Monday. So I think that the GameStop thing actually can help us, and it's actually more in our favor because people, the everyday person, can look at GameStop and go, look, well, that people, they bought all the shares up, they held them, and then the short squeeze actually went into effect. Therefore, that's how it has to go down, instead of people getting worried and getting scared and getting spooked out. I mean, the bottom line is these short dudes are going to do every tactic they can. I mean, go on Yahoo Financial, the chat in there, and you'll see like ever so often some guy will put something and they'll be peppering in bad, information, and ever so often here, ever so often there. So yeah, it's an interesting little game we're playing here. But my God, who was watching the market today? First of all, the first wave that was awesome was at about 350. I was watching that, man, and it was just a battle. It was going up, it was going down, it was flicking back and forth, and you could tell that there was an urgency to the market. You could tell that something else was going on in the market. And then after hours, the time between 4 to 4:30, that was insane too. Like it looked like the fucking Bulls were gonna run with it, and then all of a sudden it was started to get bared up, and then then as soon as 4:30 hit, the Bears went away, and we ended up a good nice percent. And I think that GameStop actually ended up red in the after hours today. Let me take that. So GME. I hate how the Yahoo thing ends the after hours. Does anybody know what was going on with GameStop? Did they end up high in the after hours or what? I think they were in the red, but I could be mistaken. I'm not sure. But once again, everybody, thanks for joining me on a late Friday. Where's everybody from? Let's get some information. Like, I'm glad you guys joined me. I'd like to get to know you a little bit better. I know Adam's been in here participating a lot. Your dad's been into the chat. Mike and Bren Productions. What kind of stuff do you guys do? And if you guys got any kind of links to your websites or anything like that, leave me a link. I got a small company myself, um, production company. I'll put a little link for you guys there. But yeah. But like I said, I'm glad you guys joined me tonight. It's gonna be an interesting. It's actually a nice feeling to be able to take a breath. And one of the biggest things that I was dealing with was on Thursday. Not only did I feel like we were losing the battle, but at the same time, I was like, I spent so much time and effort in this that if we lose this war, I'm going to be pissed off, not about the money. I'm going to be pissed off about the fucking time I put into this thing. Because in my mind, time is it's the only commodity that you can't get. Like, we can always make more money, we can always get more things, but you can't conjure up more time. So that's one lesson that I've learned is you got to take your time very seriously. And if we put all this time and effort into reading this and that, like, we gotta win. We gotta win for the sake of of our money, for the sake of beating the big turds, for the sake of wasting our time. We just gotta prevail on this thing. What's going on, Vanessa? We appreciate you're from Houston. Mike B. Diamond hands. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta just hold the course. I don't know how you say your name, Gur. I don't even know. But thanks for joining us, my man or girl. It's really appreciated. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? You know, like I'm down for some topics right now. I was actually maybe gonna go get some coffee here and keep this ball rolling, but yeah, I know people. We just want to talk about it. Like I said before, like I'm by no means a financial advisor. You know, I got six figures in the fucking in the stocks. Like I'm building my account's slowly melting upward. I'm no millionaire. I'm trying to be. I'm trying to invest in the right things. And this is more of a stand too, because like I said before, when I started getting involved with stocks, it was all the cannabis sector, and this Andrew Left cocksucker kept rearing his ugly head. I had no idea who what it was, and I saw multiple, you know, class action suits being filed on these small companies, and it just didn't make any sense. It's like this company was launched, you know, maybe a year ago, and people are launching lawsuits claiming they lost all this money on them. It doesn't make any sense. And thank God that my dad was there and he's been around the block and he knows all about this guy. And he's like, no, this is what this guy does. He comes out with these lawsuits and he fucking drives the price way down because he's shorting them. And at the time, I had no idea what shorting was. And thank God that, you know, I guess it was a good thing to learn that lesson for losing a couple $100 there. And, oh, all right. Well, adult films, baby. We all need them. Have we seen any of your work on a Pornhub or something? Yeah, that's an interesting avenue to get into. I didn't even know that you could make money off that anymore. I think AMC is gonna blast off on Monday morning, and that's the other thing. A lot of these short artists, as we'll call them, because they think and they concoct all kinds of different ways to get in and make it seem like they're regular investing Joes that'll trick you. So everybody was like, this thing's done. Like they're comparing us to GME and they're saying, if you look at what GME is doing, your stock should be through the roof by now. Just give up. Just give up. But it's like, dude, if you look at what GME was doing, our our uh our chart is like following it almost exactly. GameStop shot way up and then it came down a ton. Like it shot up a mass amount, and then it dropped, and then it went. Then that was before the big squeeze happened, and then the big squeeze, this thing fucking exploded, and it still hasn't dropped. Like it should have came down, but it's just going to show that this is something different. Like if you look at the Volkswagen charts for when their massive stock, when their short squeeze went down, that bubble popped and shit fucking. Well, let me pull this thing up here. I just feel like this is something different. This is something different because these people that are involved with this are taking it past the point of money. As I've said over and over again, YOLO is just is killing it. This guy doesn't give a damn. And he's pumping up the troops, man. This is like a general giving the fucking the one of the best speeches you've ever seen when it's showing some guy holding on to for dear life who could have made multiple millions and his bank accounts swinging left and right, but this guy's not he's not going anywhere. He's holding the line. He's holding the line. Ladies and gentlemen, we need this to band together and we need to just hold the line. That's the bottom. It's very simple. It's so hard to like take your eyes off of it, but at the same time, all you got to do is just buy stock and hold it. It's so fucking easy. Like if you want more, buy some more. Don't worry what the price is. I mean, have a price margin in your mind, but you know, buy it and hold it. That's it. Don't worry about it. Let it. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go down. I don't think it's going down past where it's at today. So if you guys are in for under 13, what's it at right now? What did you guys buy in for? Let's get some prices out there and we can see it's at 1345 right now. So how many of you guys are in under that? How many of you guys are up money as of now, which is piddlywinks? And how many are you in the oh, okay, there you go. G2 is in for 857. That's a great buy. And when did you get those shares, my man? Are you a man or a girl? So I stopped saying my man. If you're a woman, I apologize. But yeah, that's a great price. I was tempted multiple times to buy back in, but the other thing though that's going on is my whole fucking stock portfolio has just been getting destroyed the last couple of days. Beautiful. So you were have you been watching this thing for a long time, or did you just uh did you just like hear about it and wanted to jump on the train there? And what about you, Mike B? What do you got going on? Are you in both those companies, or are you leaning more towards the AMC? Because I know a lot of people are just they think that the GameStop thing has kind of left the station there. Nice. Yeah, it's funny. Like I've been telling my cousin to buy stocks for a long, long time now, and he just texts me. He texts me today, and he's like, What do you use to trade stocks?" And I was like, dude, now you're gonna invest, but this could be a good thing and this could be a bad thing. Like, could be a good thing because people might people might come in hella hooping, but at the same time, like, I hope people aren't just expecting to jump in and fucking make instant cash because as any investor knows, there's no easy way to make the money in there. I mean, you pretty much gotta either wait or hold something and then all of a sudden it goes ballistic. Beautiful G2. Yeah, I jumped on AMC. I think it was Wednesday, which unfortunately was one of the days that it was at its peak. Well, G2, he's getting crazy, folks. Hold your shares, my man. I mean, what kind of instant cash? Like, do you want to make $20? You want to make a fucking $1,000? Like, what do you want to do? Because that I'm in it to blast these turds so hard. I don't know if you guys ever seen Street Fighter, but Van Damme gives one of the best speeches. The movie's absolute garbage, but the speech that Jean-Claude Van Damme gives before they go storm Bison's place is unbelievable, and I might make a meme with this fucking guy because I'm getting in my boat and I'm going up river. G2, I am hoping for 100 as well. I think that's a common price target for a lot of people. I think that's a great price target. But then at the same time, when it gets to 100, what do you do then? Do you sell or do you hold strong? Because that's what we got to kind of look to for the GameStop crew. Like they're holding the lines, man. They're not going anywhere. That stock has went down to $200 and has shot right back the fuck up. Let's see here. This thing was down. I'm talking about GameStop. It was down to 250 today and it bounced back hard. So look at this one. Look at this month. So it went up to 362, and then it went to its high hit was 396, and then boom, it went down to $132. So I'm hoping that, and that's when the second wave of this thing took off. So I don't know though. Like if you look at the actual numbers and you actually like analyze what's going on here, GameStop has 120% being shorted right now. So technically that short squeeze could happen all over again and that thing could just fucking go to the moon. If these people hold strong. Yeah, I agree with you, G2. Like I said, I mean, I was thinking about holding it to 100 too, but you know what? I think when we get to 50, then we can reassess what's going on here. Because even 100, it's like, dude, still piddlywinks. Like then because that's what's going to happen is once it gets to 100, then people are really going to start going haywire. They're really going to start thinking it's time to short because the higher the thing gets, the easier the quicker it's going to fall. And we'll have to just see what happens with GameStop again. I don't know. Do we want GameStop to pop and have all the people that were there? We don't want them to lose money, But if people pile out of GameStop, they might jump back onto the AMC train and go from there. So I don't know. It's hard to. I don't want any of the small investors to lose any money because I know people are putting up fucking mortgages and shit, and people are getting out of control with this thing, trying to become millionaires overnight. And again, I don't think that's the right incentive. But I also I appreciate their support because we wouldn't be doing this if everybody wasn't all chipping in. But I highly advise that you don't put in money that you can't afford. That's not what this is all about. It's not about going bankrupt. It's about putting in what you can. If everybody put in a little, we'll overthrow the big boys. That's the bottom line. You don't have to fucking go ballistic and mortgage your house because that's when the greed comes in and that's when the negative energy comes in. If we keep this thing on the up and up, if we keep this thing with the positive incentive to take down the big boys, again, having the money is a very good is a very good bonus to this whole thing. Obviously, people do stuff to earn a wage. You know, you try and find a career to make money, but at the same time, you want to have something that's fulfilling that brings you know, something into the world. And that's what this is all about. It's like, yes, we will make money, and that's a great thing. But at the same time, we want to make some changes in the world, and that's the whole reason that we're doing this. We want to bring some clarity. We want to bring some light to to the dark side of the force, if you will. We want to even this bad boy out. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys are setting. There it is, Andrew Wojo in the his house. I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard. What's going on, brother? Andy, we call him Pie Face. He's a good friend of mine. I went to high school with him. I'm glad to see him in the chat here. And yeah, you're right. AMC is moving the same way as GME is, and it's about to pop the fuck off, folks. So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Who's got their puts going? Who's got their buys ready to rock in the AM on Monday? What's going on? I'm gonna grab a couple more shares. I think I'm already in for fucking 17 at 17, and I think it's I mean, what do I have to lose if I buy a couple more shares and to even this bad boy out? I might as well price average down, right? I don't know if I can buy shares for that cheap. I don't know what's going to happen. Are people going to come screaming out of the gate on Monday morning? Are people going to be, because apparently we won the battle. We need some more information about this. All I know is the shorters were buying it for $9. Today, I knew that the battle, the skirmish that we were a part of, we needed to end the day above $9. Anything above that is going to force them to buy all the shares that they can't cover back for that amount of money. What happens after that? I don't know. Obviously, Tuesday there's a millions more ready to rock. What that price target is, I have no idea. But this is the beginning of the war, folks. I really don't think that much has happened, and I'm ready to see this thing pop the fuck off. But if we can do 50% a day, that's not bad. What are you guys expecting next week? Do you think we're going to have more 200% days? Like, that's astronomical. And what are these big brokerage firms going to do? Like, is Robinhood going to open up the floodgates? If Robinhood, they're in trouble because at this point I don't necessarily think that they're doing it to just screw people. I think that they are having massive financial issues because they're limiting other companies. So what does that mean? They're limiting other companies. It's not just about the AMC and the GME anymore. And maybe that's just a little like a tactic that they're using to show, oh, well, we're limiting other companies because we're having a cash flow problem. Obviously, this company's backed by big hedge funds. Obviously, this company's being backed by companies that have massive short positions on them. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they don't care if they lose the whole company because there's going to be another $1 billion being float right into them. The bottom line is by them banning the trading, they knew that they were going to have hell to pay. If you tell someone during a fucking the biggest stock on, I think, what was it, Wednesday, AMC stock was like, they I think 1 billion shares were traded. There's 300 million in the float. So they traded every single share like 3 times. And then the next day they say you can't buy any of them. So I don't know what history has shown, but you're telling me that if I can't buy the most in demand stock of all time because of you don't want me to? That's fucked up. And that's the big problem is everybody that's in Robinhood, like, are you gonna take your money out of there and wait 10 business days? Are you gonna pull out your money when it's fucking the biggest uprising in stock history? Because I wouldn't do that. So then you have to stay on that site. But if you can't buy them in the first place, then why would you stay on that site? I don't know. Does anyone have Robinhood? Is anyone staying with them just because they have so much money with them that they have to stay in there? Like, what would you guys do? I have TD Ameritrade. I mean, I know that's the thing. It's like it's a great comparison to World War II. So like, we were having some rough goes. Like we were almost losing the war, and we're the good guys. And we had Einstein working on some shit. We had some of our top scientists concocting some stuff to win the war. What do these big time hedge fund cocksuckers have in store for us? What are they brewing right now? Because their genius plan of just cutting us off isn't going to work. Yeah, Joseph, that's what I hear from a lot of people. It's like, I have my account. First of all, Robinhood's lost mass amounts of people. Second of all, when this is all said and done, Robinhood's going to lose the rest of their people, because I don't know why anyone would stay with a company that at the flick of a hat they can just ban you from buying a company. I can't buy more Starbucks today than one share. I can't buy AMD today besides one share. What the fuck am I doing on this platform? Why would I stay with a platform when I want to do pretty much one of two things: buy a stock or sell a stock? Yes, I know there's great options trading on there. Yes, I know that you can short stuff and this and that on Robinhood. But for the majority of the people that bought it, for what does it have, 3.2 million downloads or whatever? For most of those, 90% of those people aren't using the options. 90% of those people aren't fucking shorting stocks, because most normal people buy stocks and hold them for the long term. So when I buy into a company, like I'm on Webull. I like Webull. It's a pretty good fucking platform. I can buy crypto, which I like that. Now I have an account where it's a link to my bank account. I can get crypto. I can get other stocks. If Webull goes, you can't do one of 3 things that we are offering, which is buy, sell, then why the fuck would I stay on the thing? It makes absolutely no sense to me. And then the market had a bloodbath today. I want more AMD. I want more Starbucks. They're a great buying positions right now. I can't buy these fucking things. Can you buy Tesla on there? Yeah, I don't know. It's very, very peculiar. I don't understand like where half of these companies are coming from. Rocket Mortgage, what do they have to do with this? Does anyone have any information on the issue of what's going on there? Right, but it all comes down to this: is the higher ups are controlling the money. I mean, the higher ups are always going to control things. So it's like we can bitch and moan and complain all we want. I don't think there're going to be any retribution for this. I don't think anybody's going to jail over this. I don't think anyone's going to be slapped with any kind of lawsuit. Maybe I'm wrong, and that is what it is. But the one thing I do know is they're going to lose a lot of money. And that's what they're in this thing for from the get go. They want the money, and they ain't going to get the money this time. I got the money. I got the money. We gotta stay strong. We gotta keep picking away at it. Buy a share here, buy a share there. If we keep buying them and holding them, then they don't have them to buy. Then they're gonna have to buy at astronomical prices, and there's only gonna be a certain amount out there. There's only gonna be a certain amount of paper floating around. I'm not giving up my shares. I would love to be able to see out of the 300 million shares, how many are actually bought by people with the diamond hands. That would be awesome to be able to see that because I think that would bring a lot more comfort to people that are kind of getting worried about what's going down. Like if you knew that half those shares weren't going to be traded regardless, I mean, then yes, the price could be driven up and down, but you know that these things are going to stay for there's there's a nice base, and that's what I think that's going on at GameStop. I think there's a beautiful base going on there. I think that these people have a strong, they have a footing, if you will. It's like they fucking took on Normandy and they won, and now they have a foothold on the mainland and they're pushing their way in. We need to do the same, folks. Does everybody in here think if you believe that AMC is on its way to 100, smash that like button. Ladies and gentlemen, the war has just begun. And I'm ready to put my money where my mouth is. Like I said, I'm buying some more on Monday, I think. The day I decided to buy it, I think was Wednesday. I went on there. I was like, I'm going to grab some at this price. I like this price. I think it was like $10 or $12. And then boom, pre-market open. This thing shot up to 22 beans. I didn't know what to do. Then it would trickle down to 17. I thought that was a good deal. I don't know. I'm still kind of happy with the 17. Today it was up to what, 15. No, it was up to almost $16 at one point. So we know this thing can get legs. Let's get some predictions on Monday's opening. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going with 16, 17. I think that that's a solid number to look for. If it pops past 25, I think that's the beginning of it. I think we just need to get over past 20 and hold that bar, hold that level. If we can hold 20 on Monday, I think we're golden. I think Tuesday there's more options, or there's more puts that need to be covered, and they ain't high. Let's start this squeeze up and let's keep this thing rocking and rolling, ladies and gentlemen. This is a new era. This is a new time in our lives. This is a revolution going on here. Right. And Robinhood was a good start to the company, to stocks. Like I said, it was I never heard of Webull. And I've been watching this guy Stockmo, and he plugs Webull, and he wants to get his free shares and stuff and this and that. But I I was like, fuck it. If I can get 4 free shares, I guess I'll join it. I didn't know Robinhood was doing it too. And then I searched online. I saw Robinhood I had to choose between Webull and Robinhood. I I picked up on Webull. I figured, fuck it, they have crypto and stuff. Does Robinhood have crypto? Do you guys know? And what's going on with Dogecoin? What's going on with Dogecoin? This thing, Dogecoin was up 2,200% yesterday. That's insanity. I tried to get some on Coinbase and I couldn't. I'm always that much later to the game, I think. But yeah, well, I want to thanks everybody for joining us today. Fat Earth Comedy. If you guys want to get a laugh after, check out some of our comedy skits. We got a couple of good rap songs on there, and you know, we have some satire on some cities in Michigan. I'm a Michigan man. I'm right outside of Detroit, so thanks for joining us. I appreciate everybody in the stream. If you guys are enjoying this. Like I said, subscribe, hit that like button. I really appreciate it. We'll be coming back probably in the next 2 days with some more live action, but it's gonna be intense. It's gonna be fun. I didn't even know if I could go live or not, but now that I see I just need this mic and I can use my webcam, then let's get this little community rocking and rolling, folks. I appreciate you guys. I don't know if you guys are subscribers or just saw this on the YouTube live thing, but I had a good time tonight. I got some stuff off my chest, and I think we're gonna have some fun here. I think this war has just begun. I think that if we all stick together, remember, just hold. And I think I don't even need to say it at this point. I think everybody's they know what's going on. I think we know that we need to hold it. We need to accumulate as many shares as we can at the lower prices as we can, and force these turds to fucking buy in and just keep getting blasted. So go AMC, go GME, and I see you guys tomorrow. Peace.